Okay guys, so welcome back to another video today. I know the consistency in uploading is so bad, and I do apologise for that, even though probably none of you give a fuck. But the reason, again, motivation just you know, it goes in and out due to this lockdown. We're in a dodgy situation at the moment where motivation, you have to really pick yourself up and get it done. But enough of that. I just want to tell you guys what today's video is going to be about. So good news, I've got some squat stands, so yeah, should be expecting to do a decent amount of benching today, and maybe easier for my OHPs, because normally I'm like snatching it and lifting it, but this time I can just get it straight off the platform and press. This also means that it's easier for like my barbell rows and squatting as well. Squatting, I can finally do maybe some heavy squats, which I will show you guys. But the main topic of this video is going to be to show my workout, to show my post-workout meal, and why I take my time doing like to cook it and stuff. I don't go straight after the workout, make my food, eat it like that. I take my time, and I'll explain why later on in the video. And I also want to talk to you guys, it's going to get a little bit deep, but it's basically like why I think it's okay. Well, not why I think, it's not just my opinion, it's multiple people's opinions on why it's okay to fail, and why failure is a good thing, and why it is an eye-opener, and how you can kind of switch that around and turn it into a good thing to motivate you to improve on your goals, or just in general in life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to basically say, is just breaking down what today's video is going to be about. If you do enjoy it, please make sure to like and subscribe and share around with your friends and family. Rotation is now, so I know before I've said I did an upper lower rest and then continue, but I've now changed it to push pull legs, simply because I have more variety of choice to do now. Also, I felt like with the upper lower, this is my own fault, but with the upper, I did too much compounds. I did too many compounds, and it took too long. And basically, my energy and my recovery just wasn't there. So on some parts of the exercises, I would just completely flop, and it wasn't good for me. So what I did is I cut that out, and now I'm doing push-pull legs. So on push, on one rotation, it'd be shoulder dominant with chest and triceps. The next rotation, it'd be the other way around. So it'd be shoulder focused, or whatever. I literally can't remember what I said, but shoulder focused on one, and then chest on the other. With the pull sessions, we'll do snatch deadlift on one rotation, and focus on more like barbell row in the next. So that's how it really goes, to be honest. It's how my rotations go. If you want to know more about how to kind of program a rotation, please feel free to hit me on Instagram. It'll be down here somewhere. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the workout. So push session, here we come. Don't mind, I haven't deadlifted bench pressed since the lockdown, so let's see how this goes, to be honest. I haven't really lost strength, because this was, I think, 110 was my PB, and the moment it's 100, so once I get used to it, you know. This is from the previous clips of the push session. I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about compound movements and how compound movements, in my opinion, is the best thing you can do in lockdown or in gym in general. Now let's go through what a compound movement is. So compound movements are built up of using many different muscles and many different muscle groups. So this is stuff like your overhead shoulder press, or OHP for short, squats, deadlift, and bench press. Okay, they're the four main ones. Why do I think they're all important? Well, let's break it down. Okay, so if you want to do the other little bits on top of like a push session, for example, so on a push session you want to get stronger, you want to get a bigger chest, you want to get stronger, stuff like that. A bench press, or maybe you could substitute that, so you could either do a bench press or you could do a dumbbell flat or incline press. From what I've heard from other people, dumbbell pressing for others feels a lot better than bench pressing, only because dumbbell pressing gives you more of a stretch, if you get what I mean. So with a bench, we're only going to come down to here, and then we're going to have to push back up. With a dumbbell, we can come here, we can get width and widen out, come back up and squeeze up the top. It's not the same with the bench. You're just doing A to B movement. With this, you're doing A to B, you're getting more of a stretch and you're squeezing up the top. So that's why you could substitute a dumbbell press or a bench press. With squatting, for example, there's another substitute. You can do hack squats, you can do leg press. These all will help you with your squats as well. So if you're doing a leg press, for example, and also leg press can help for your deadlifts, is what I've learned off Eddie Hall as well. So if you're doing a leg press, for example, what you got to think is you're using your legs to drive the whole time, and if you go deep enough and drive, you really are powering. This also helps with squats, because if you think about it, if that bench wasn't there, or a hack squat, for example, if that support wasn't there on your back, you'd be basically the same depth of what you would be with a squat, and therefore the power is pushed up. That's why hack squats and leg presses are better for getting your power movements in. So when it comes to squat, when you come down and you push back up, you have more power and you drive through your heels and stuff. So this is why compounds are key as well, because squat can also help with all your other movements. Squat can also build up a very strong base for legs. Okay, people don't like to back squat, but believe me, once you get used to it, because obviously you have to get your stance right, you have to get the depth right. Once you do that, squats will be good. With deadlift, obviously a deadlift, in my opinion, I know that people like Robert Oberst has talked on a Joe Rogan podcast about why deadlifts are bad. Yeah, they can be bad. Like, realistically, you shouldn't really do it, but I don't see it as a problem, because myself personally, I don't get injured off doing it, because I've done it for a few years now, and I've always watched videos on other people's techniques and tried to put that into my own perspective, and also learning different people's techniques and putting it into your own will actually help you. So for deadlifts as well, it's all about the stance, it's all about the grip, it's all about how you go into that deadlift, because it all these compounds, is what I'm going to say, it takes a lot of mind, there's a lot of mentality to get through, as does the gym in general, because you need to be able to push yourself to the limit in order to build muscle, if that's what you're looking for. A deadlift, for example, you're going to be using basically freaking everything. Once you're down in that position, you're lifting, your quads are involved, you're driving with your legs, you're driving with your lower back, your arms are getting involved, everything's getting involved here, okay? So you're going to get more than one muscle group working, which is the same with all of them. OHP, using your shoulders, using your triceps a little bit, anything pushing wise. So if you think about you doing a chest press, for example, you're here and you're pushing. Anything you're pushing is always going to be it's not going to entirely work everything, okay? But pushing that chest press is obviously going to work your chest. But if you feel here when you do it, you can feel your shoulders working and your triceps are working. They're not obviously going to build your triceps and shoulders up doing that, but they are working, okay? So that's what a compound movement is using different muscle groups. And they will be a building block for strength. So if you're going to do it, for example, my personal preference is, if you're going to do a push session, for example, don't chuck bench and OHP in at the same time, and like don't chuck bench and dumbbell in for this. That's just my opinion. Why? Because it takes a lot of effort to do these movements, and you need to be in that mindset. And if you're doing bench press, you are using your shoulders, so when it comes to HP, you might not get the full potential, as well as putting squat and deadlift in the same rotation. I'll explain why. So if you're doing a deadlift before your squats, for example, like if you're doing a deadlift on one day and then you're doing squats the next day, what you'll find is lower back fatigue, okay? So when you deadlift, obviously your lower back is used and you're going to feel fatigue in your lower back. If you've never done it before, you will definitely feel it. Even if you have done it for ages, you will still have a little bit of fatigueness in your lower back. And then when it comes to your squatting the next day, you will feel it and it will really cramp up your lower back. I've had times in the past where I've deadlifted and then squatted the next day, and my squats are absolutely awful, can't get to the depth, and I can't do the weights that I normally do, because when you get to that position and you're pushing up, your lower back is taking it, because you've got the weight on your back. It's still going to put pressure on your spine and your lower back. So you need to program this in a sensible way. And this is also where you can learn it off other people as well. That programming your workouts are very essential, to be honest. Like, if you do what I just said, like include all of them at the same time, it's never going to build. Like, you're never going to get them numbers up. So if you can do it in a sensible way, you will see them numbers push up. And if they don't push up, this obviously means you're either doing too much, or you look at it another stance. You look at it as outside the gym. So are you eating right? Is your recovery right? And is your mind into it? Stress plays a massive part. Okay, so you've got to learn how to tackle these things, and your muscle building, like even your muscle building, will you'll see more of a difference, and your increase in strength will happen if you can nail these things. If you can nail them. So I basically just wanted to explain it to you guys. And that'd be the end of the video. If you do want to know more, follow me on Instagram. Like I said earlier, it's in the video, or it'll be in the description down below. Please make sure to like this video and share it with people, and subscribe for more. And I'll be back with you guys with a leg workout.